and the maple syrup beans.
And the
Bro. Alright, so if you have seen our last couple of videos, we have been breaking down all the new Hisuian Mons coming to Pokemon VGC. And we got a couple more here that I think are gonna come with some crazy shit with Glimmora. That Glimmora has been really, really good in Gen 9 with Toxic Debris, spreading Toxic Spikes. And we got a couple poison types here that I think are going to take advantage of that, and that could be really good. So, first up, we have Overqwil. Overqwil, it has 3 really good abilities, I think. Swift Swim, like, obviously, like, yeah, Intimidate is busted. Like, Intimidate's just really good, but it's not gonna be used in the type of cheese that we're talking about.
Nope.
I'm thinking we're gonna, like, what I'm about to show you is gonna be with Swift Swim and Glimmora. Glimmora sets up the Toxic Spikes on lead. So our idea is, like, if you lead Glimmora, you set up the Toxic Spikes. Then Overqwil can come in the late game with its move Barb Barrage, which is 2 times power if the target is already poisoned. So this turns into a 120 base power poison move. Coming off a 115 attack, which is pretty solid. So you lead Glimmora, and then you get like Pelipper or anyone that can set up the rain. And then in the late game, you just spam Barb Barrage, and you just win. It also gets water moves like Liquidation. So, you know, if you want to Terra Water, it gets, you know, really good moves. Fucking Waterfall. Like, even if you don't run the fucking cheese that we're talking about, Gunk Shot is really good. Poison Jab's good. Crunch is good. Dark Stab. Aqua Jet is really good. Like, but you set up Glimmora, you get the fucking spikes, everything gets poisoned, and then you just spam Barb Barrage. Or you can also combo this with Sneasler. With Sneasler, it gets Poison Touch and Unburden. Both really good. Poison Touch, 30% chance to poison. Comboed with its signature move, Dire Claw, 50% chance to sleep, poison, or paralyze the target.
Jeez.
That's busted. Yeah, that's insane. So, if you get the sleep, like if you hit something and it goes to sleep, you kind of just win. You can seriously just almost just win right off the bat if you do that. Combo that with Poison Touch and Glimmora, everything's going to be poisoned. And then if you set up the rain, Overqwil is going to start sweeping with Barb Barrage.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good. Obviously, you can't hit steel types with poison, but that's why Sneasler is also a fighting type. And you just get stab close combat, Dire Claw. You can run Fake Out, which is busted. Bro, Poison Touch and Fake Out, you can just poison something.
Priority chance to, like, just get poisoned.
Yeah, like, between these 3 mons, you can really just start poisoning everything.
Oh, I can see some Switcheroo set with, like, Choice Scarf on it. Switcheroo.
Switcheroo is very cheese.
Yeah.
It also just gets Toxic Spikes if you want to do that. U-Turn is really good for positioning and stuff, which I think is going to be pretty important for this team.
And he's going to get poison on that.
But 130 attack, like close combat, is going to nuke. Dire Claw is going to deal a lot. It's 80 base power and 50% chance to do all that shit. That move is busted.
My God.
That's really fucking good. And then, yeah, you use it in the rain.
I didn't talk about you with this, but there's one mon that this team could really also set up since it's basically poison and status. Hisuian Typhlosion.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we forgot about Hisuian Typhlosion.
Yeah.
Hold on. So Hisuian Typhlosion gets a signature move called Infernal Parade that is 2 times power if the target is already statused. So it's like basically Hex. But it also has a 30% chance to burn, which is also really good. Yeah, you could just start poisoning shit with Glamora.
Or Dire Claw hits asleep or paralyzed. You bring in the Hisuian Typhlosion to do double damage on the status because you can get a range status.
Yep.
Not just poison.
Yep.
So you use that as an overkill if you get like paralysis or sleep instead of poison.
Also, this thing gets Eruption, which is really good. Choice Scarf Eruption is always busted. Coming off a 119 special attack. Like, that's really fucking powerful. Obviously, this kind of goes against the Rain idea, but Rain's just kind of one way to run it if you're running like Swiftwing. Yeah, there's a little bit of a variation because, yeah, Hex is really busted. There just hasn't been viable ways to set up status before this game, really.
No, you either have to wait a turn, you have to waste a turn doing a toxic, which is not good. But now you can attack and set up stuff.
Yeah, which is fucking insane. Like, you just run Glamora, Toxic Debris sets up on its own, and then you can just like, you just give it spikes, Stealth Rock, Toxic. Like, that's just really busted. Or you just run Toxic Spikes. I would just run Toxic Spikes on here and then
add 2 layers of it.
Yeah, so then you set up its first turn, and then if you get hit, the other set comes out, then they're toxic, which is really good. And then you just set up Stealth Rock or something, and then like I would run like Power Gem and Earth Power or something.
Earth Power.
Anything. All Glamora really needs to do is just sets up hazards, and then your other team, the rest of your team members just sweep.
You could be cheeky if you set up all your hazards with Glamora and you don't need them on the field, you need to switch out. You could Memento and try to get them to lower their thing and force a switch out from them, and then bring in the Mon. That's gonna bring the stats.
It gets self-destruct. You get self-destruct next to Typhlosion or something stupid.
Explosion. It also gets Explosion, I believe.
Does it get Explosion? I'm not seeing it.
Well, either.
What?
Yeah, there is energy ball.
Oh, it is right here. Yeah. Okay.
You can set up next to Hisuian Typhlosion.
That's really cheese. But yeah. Or you could just run Ursaluna, Self Earthquake, activate Toxic Debris. If you really want. And then just.
And then you get free push-in.
Yeah, basically, Overquills is going to start sweeping with Barbarage and like Liquidation. Sneasler is going to hit like a truck. 120 speed is really fucking fast. 130 attack, it's really good. Fake Out, Dire Claw spam. And then, yeah, Infernal Parade.
Yeah,
and Overquill.
We didn't talk about how Steven's other ability of Burn is going to be used, but you can pretty much guess. You're going to make basically like a mini Hawlucha.
Yeah, if you want to run Unburden, which I want to use with this kind of team and idea, but if you just want to use this without like the poison type strat, you just run Unburden with like Focus Ash, and then it gets Acrobatics.
Yeah, Acrobatics.
I mean, which people were already doing this with Roaring Moon, but you know, you get Flying Terra Acrobatics with Unburden. The Roaring Moon didn't have Unburden.
No. So this is fast as Roaring Moon.
Yeah, it's going to be 240 base speed.
Yeah. Basically one of the fastest things.
It's like Regieleki fast. So even if you're going up against Tailwind or something, like you're just going to outspeed it anyway. So, which is busted. And Terra Flying is good defensive Terra for this because you're going to want flying to dodge like Earthquake from Ursaluna.
Ursaluna, Earthquake.
Landorus is coming back. So,
Yep.
yeah. Poison. Obviously, you're running 3 poison types. You're going to want ground coverage as your other mons. But, yeah. This is a really cheesy and cheeky strat. But I do think it could be viable because Dire Claws are so cheese. Glamora is obviously proven to be good, and Toxic Spikes have proven to be good. This team destroys Stall and like Wochen and Tinglu. Like poison, damage over time. That's how you beat Stall. Especially if you just put them to sleep.
Use Wochen, Tinglu counters here. Then
Like,
try to stall you out.
Yeah, you just status them and then you just hit them for big damage.
Yep.
Yeah, if you use Dire Claw and you just put something to sleep, that can just turn the tide of the game so fucking quickly.
God, turn the spring tide wheel. Like,
So it's a 50% chance for one of these to happen. So then it's like a one. If the 50% activates, then it's also a 1/3% chance for it to be sleep, poison, or paralysis. So
on top of it, it has poison touch already. So like,
yeah,
there's also a chance of poison on top of that.
Yeah, so if you run Poison Touch, Dire Claw is like an 80% chance you're going to poison something.
Pretty much.
Which is pretty busted. So, yeah. I think this strat is a really fun strat. I'm going to test it out and try it. Definitely in a future video. Don't know if it's going to be viable like win a tournament or something, but I do think this is a strat that can work. And I'm excited to try it out, for sure. A lot of the Hisuian mons are busted, and they definitely have their own ways. It's very different, though, because a lot set up hazards, or they use status, a lot of different things. Arceus really made mons that are against the grain and not the normal Pokemon formula and stuff.
They have mons that are mediocre, too. And they made them just...
Yeah, like...
Decidueye.
Yeah.
And now they're like,
Quillfish.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this thing with Swift Swim? Yeah.
Jeez.
It's gonna be good.
Increase in attack, yeah. I think that's gonna be a monster.
Yeah. It's gonna be good, for sure. So, yeah, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoying the Pokemon content. Thank you guys for supporting. Yeah, man, we're gonna be streaming this a lot. I'm gonna be testing teams and making vids, and definitely can't wait, man. And we got more breakdowns coming, and yeah, man. As always, I'm Tep. He's Ice. We out with the fucking brains.
And a fucking waffle, you're...